Okay.
The record button. Good afternoon, evening, good morning, and welcome. This is Jacqueline with Intuition Power and Stuart Elliott from
.com.
CoachStuart.com. Calling in from Guilin, China. I'm in Reno, Nevada, and welcome back.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here. And there was a time when it was only .coms that people went through. Now it can be anything almost. So it can get confusing.
Right. There's a lot of, I hope everybody had a beautiful week. We all had a full moon a couple days ago, a new moon, new moon,
Yeah, new moon.
a new moon, and in the U.S. we had Martin Luther King Day.
Hmm.
People were out and about celebrating peace and working toward peace and acceptance and integration. And there's certainly a lot of need for that here in the United States right now.
Definitely. Definitely. Yes.
So dealing with difficult people and how to that works. Everybody knows difficult people, right?
Yeah. I mean, you just have to get out of your house and look around, and they're there. You could even find them in your own house. In fact, you could be the difficult one.
Oh, that's right. Right. Anybody know anybody stubborn? There was
No,
a
no, no, no.
there was a joke about stubborn and the teenage daughter was always saying no to the dad. No,
Mhm.
no, I'm not going to do it. No, no. And finally, the dad had enough of it and said, come to me with a therapist. And the daughter and the dad is there, the therapist, and the therapist said, found out, she says, no, 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 no. And she said, and so the therapist said to the dad, well, how would you feel if your daughter was on a date and they wanted the guy wants to get intimate?
Mhm.
Keep saying no. We're done.
Yeah, there's a time for no, and there's a time for not. And a lot of people don't know how to say no, and they take on everything for everybody else. It's very common in the office. They think they have to do everything, and they get used and abused, and eventually burn out, don't they?
Yeah, uh there's so many different aspects of dealing with difficult people.
Hmm.
Family, neighbors. I hear a lot of problems with neighbors
Hmm.
and certainly people that you work with. Some people that want to steal your job or jump ahead of you, and or people that don't tell the truth. I have a problem with
Hmm.
that. Well, I don't have a problem with that because I don't have a lot of people that don't tell the truth around me, actually. Not that
Hmm.
I know of. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, difficult people. I mean, it's they appear, or their effect appears in so many different ways, doesn't it? And it can affect us if we allow it to.
the
Part
word,
of,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
would say, part of the challenge is to know that you have a choice to interact with these people or not, and allow them to control you. Because once they get control, then they exercise it.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong-willed people. I was talking to a friend who was saying his first wife was a narcissist, his second wife was a narcissist, his next girlfriend was a narcissist. And then and I said, I know the word, but I have trouble with the definition. So then
Hmm.
he went on to describe the definition, and then I was talking to a friend, kind of like an extended neighbor, and she was saying, yeah, she was explaining her 25-year marriage. Her husband recently passed, she said all of his relatives were narcissists. And I'm going, that's so weird that I never had that word around me. You know, it's coming from like all these directions. And I
Mm.
literally had to look it up like 3 times and it just doesn't sink in what it means. It's so foreign to me.
Yeah, well, it can be a big challenge when you meet those people.
Yeah. So I guess strong-willed would be kind of like a narcissist.
Yeah, and there is a certain, should we say, evilness in narcissists. They seem to go out of the way to cause problems, whether it's
Mm.
intentional or unconsciously intentional, I don't know. But yeah, they can be a very big challenge.
Have you
But
worked with
to a certain
client?
extent, we
Yeah.
invite them into our lives.
What?
I say to a certain extent, we invite them into our lives, and that's probably why you've not had them around you.
Until now.
Yeah,
But it's one step away, I guess. Uh,
yeah, they're always around. It's whether we let them, yeah, affect us, and part of it is the boundaries we set, either emotionally, energetically, or physically.
yeah. So that would be a difficult person to deal with. The woman I was talking to, she said her husband's all of her husband's family were that. So
Hmm.
I would imagine that would be an interesting lesson to, I mean, if you look at, I look at every challenge as an opportunity and it comes to us as an opportunity to grow because that's why we're
Hmm.
here as humans to
Yeah.
experience life and to grow from our experiences. Uh,
Hmm.
but some of those times are painful and
Well, unfortunately, that is part of the growth process. Sometimes we have to experience the pain for us to get the lesson.
yeah.
I mean, if you take it as a simple thing, you're walking with no shoes or slippers on, and you stub your toe on the bedpost. What's it doing? It's going to hurt you, but it's telling you don't do that. Put
My
some
fault,
slippers on or
right?
something.
Why
Yeah.
did it get
So,
there?
who put the bloody bed in the way?
I know. Darn, I have a corner that gets me every once in a while
Yeah, well, it's
on the
just to
bed.
remind you to be careful, and you haven't taken that lesson on board yet properly.
Right. And how do we grow? We learn to walk around it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But it's a fact of life that growth can be painful, and it can take some time after the experience before we get the lesson,
so when
because
you
we're blocked by the plane.
yeah, so when you work with people, how do you approach helping someone overcome a difficult um a difficult person in their life?
Well, it, there's no one simple approach. I think one of the thing is to help the people get more value, see more value in themselves, that they can set boundaries and discover ways that they can politely, or not so politely, dismiss the people. If they're not ready. Maybe I'm busy. Can you come back later? Type of thing. But it is unique to each individual. And I think a lot of the challenge with people is that they don't value themselves enough to set boundaries. And they think they should be able to help or they should be able to do this, but they're not taking care of themselves first. And healthy boundaries are very easy to talk about, but sometimes not so easy because you've been controlled. They've managed to manipulate you and control you to a certain extent.
Yeah, I want to insert something on that because
Mhm.
nobody can make you feel nobody can make you feel a certain way, even though we use that, a lot of us use that
Hmm.
kind of phrase, you make me so mad, or,
Yeah.
you make me so happy, or you make me blah, blah,
Yeah.
as opposed to I allow myself to take
Hmm.
responsibility for your experiences
Hmm.
to come from love. And that takes practice to
It
stay in
does.
that
And there
centered
can be
place.
neediness there as well that means you allow them because at least you're getting attention. It may not be the attention you wanted, but you're getting attention in some way. So there's a few things, but it is from the individual themselves. It's not from the external source. It's from the individual that they've got to grow and become stronger or recognize what it is that's lacking.
Right. I do that. The opportunity to anything that comes to me comes to me as a gift. And sometimes it's challenging to figure out what the gift is. Like,
Yeah, sometimes you can't see it till months later.
or years
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and I found myself once uh lied to in a relationship,
Hmm.
and uh, more than once actually. I think about it, but this one was a real hard one, and I was with this man for a year. We had
Hmm.
started a business together. We were just two peas in a pod, uh and all of a sudden it's like, I'm going back to Australia to see if I want to get a divorce. Like, what? It's like, wait a minute.
Where did that
and
come from?
and I said, the day that I met you, I asked you about, don't you miss your family in Australia? You've been here for like 4 months. And because we were at an event, we had mutual friends. And he said I said, I remember you said to me, I'm actually, no, I don't miss them. I'm actually celebrating my financial separation and completion today. I was like, okay. And so a year later, after we go through this relationship and business and communication on communication, and he was a Buckminster Fuller specialist on
Mhm.
integrity, and all of a sudden, like, I'm going back to Australia in 3 days, and I said, yeah, I know, and it was just supposed to be a short trip, I thought. And he goes, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about getting a divorce. And I'm going, what?
Yeah,
That was a tough one. And I
that can
found
be
my,
very hard.
yeah. And I found myself, uh, I think for about a year and a half, I just kept repeating that story as kind of like I was kind of a victim. And
Hmm.
all these in-depth conversations that we've had
Hmm.
about integrity and communication and being loyal and all this stuff. And he just lied the whole time. And I didn't catch it. And finally, I was able to heal and snap out of it. But
Hmm.
the healing and the forgiveness, like, there's a saying that cancer eats its host. And
Hmm.
if you have hatred or anger, um, it eats yourself. And so the anger that's unresolved, the the frustration, the pain, the loss, the lies, the whatever it may be, if you don't heal it within yourself and reclaim that love part of yourself and know that it's not you, that there's a lesson, whatever that was about. and
Hmm.
and for me it was um really digging really deep, and then finally getting to the place where, okay, I can move forward again, and I'm healed enough to move forward with more wisdom uh into a new relationship and stuff.
Hmm.
So um but I had a lot of tools, and even then it took me a while. So
Yeah.
once you're able to go through it, you're better at helping other people through it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's that grieving period that we have to go through to a certain extent. And sometimes there's no shortcut in the grief. And grief is not only when someone passes away, but when, a part of us has been cheated or misused or whatever. There's grief that comes through, and
Yeah.
we have to go through it. But, sometimes if we've got a good friend or a good advisor who we can trust, they can shortcut the grieving process, but not get rid of it entirely.
Yeah. People
It's,
used to call it regular therapy, but
yeah,
now it's coaching.
yeah, and it's not a question of cheer up, or anything like that. You know,
Get over it. It's like,
yeah,
no, you have to heal.
Yeah, it's a genuine process, and sometimes it just takes the understanding from another person without them intervening, that they're there for you, that you know that when you're ready, they'll be there still.
Yeah, with coaching and some of the therapists like yourself that I um interact with and support, it's there are techniques that I'm
Hmm.
sure you've used and I've used to help the person heal very, very quickly.
Hmm.
And uh and it can impact you physically, emotionally, mentally. It can impact your health on a lot
Hmm.
of different ways. And it's like, well, yeah, that happened, and that relationship didn't work out, or at work I got um bamboozled, and somebody got my job and I got
Hmm.
fired, or they set me up and it looked like it was me and it wasn't me. um Different things, and those things take its pain. But as you work, if anybody's watching this and having had an experience that has been dealing with difficult people and gotten on the short side of the stick, and then and if you haven't done some healing work, it can be accelerated very quickly with working with the right people, and it can be a gift for yourself. Don't you find that when you help people heal, then they actually have some new abilities and insights and more joy or more energy?
Yeah, I mean, one of the phrases I use when people come with a challenge to something that's happened is, "Oh, that's wonderful." And it takes them a while to understand what I mean by that. But,
What do you mean it's wonderful?
yeah, but you've got to use it in the right way,
Do
in
you
the
have
right.
no compassion at all?
Yeah, but it can stop them sometimes from continuing the grieving, continuing the miserable, the poor me, the misery, and all that sort of thing. Because now that they see it that way, it's a pattern interrupt in effect. Then they can start looking beyond that.
It's
You
like
laugh then.
laughter yoga. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
my dog just died, and you start laughing. It's like, nah.
Yeah, but it's got to be used in the right way, with respect.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it breaks that pattern, that cycle, and then they can start seeing beyond that, and then you can start helping them to understand the experiences, the wisdom that they've gained, because we don't see that. We shut that whole side out when we're in that process, don't we?
Yeah. So one of the things that works is really uh, coming from a place that I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. I've just been
Hmm.
damaged a little bit. Like I hit my leg on the corner, and I'm just gonna breathe, relax, and be more conscious next time, and it's gonna
Hmm.
heal. And you might
Hmm.
give it, the bruise a little bit of some um, massage or some cream or something, and it will heal. So sometimes it's time, but other times going for some support, talking to a friend or talking to a professional can
Hmm.
accelerate, especially when it's a deep wound.
Hmm. Yeah, and for some people, if they've had somebody in their life who is, of that ilk, a professional, they could have a conversation on their own with that person in their mind, in a self-induced hypnotic state or whatever. And that can also be very beneficial, but it's knowing that there's somebody there for you. I think that's one of the keys. And if you know somebody's there, you can say, well, what would they do?
Right. I have a couple of friends that I do that with certain situations, and
Hmm.
I can trust them to uh be sincere and private, that they're not going to
Hmm.
blab my stuff all over the place, and I
Yeah.
can get really good feedback and mirror. And you and I've had several conversations over the year. Every once in a while it's like, can I talk to you about this? And
Hmm.
you're able to give me beautiful centering feedback, and in a way that it's not that you're right or wrong. It's just, how do you accept the process and
Hmm.
really start to master your own ability to be the ninja warrior when you have to be.
Yeah, and the person in that situation, I mean, the trusted friend, they're not involved in the drama. So
Right.
they're able to look as an independent observer and feed, questions that you possibly haven't considered. And they're
Right.
not taking sides with anybody. They're just basically helping you to look beyond whatever's trapping you at that moment. And that's one
Right.
of the beauties of it.
I love working with people on that kind of stuff because I know I can usually help them through major issues very, very quickly, and to
Mhm.
see the empowerment unfold in their
Yeah.
life, and they go from kind of like "Ooh," to
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
bring it on, and they get their energy back,
Mhm.
and grounded and confidence, and it's sometimes a person needs a little tissue box when they're going
Yeah.
through it,
And
and
so sometimes someone just needs a little bit of direction. I mean, if you take somebody who's never met a door before in their life and they come to this door and you say, just turn the handle. So they turn the handle and they push and they push and they push and they push and it won't open. You have to actually direct them to say, well, pull it towards you. And then it opens.
right, right.
And
So
that's basically what we do, with that independent observer. We're not taking sides, we're not judging or anything else like that. We're there to help you. And if you need a tissue, then there's a tissue. There's no problem. There's no shame involved in anything. And that's the beauty of it.
unless you're in Japan, it's not okay to cry in public.
Yeah, well, in Japan, you've got to, understand that
Sniff it
the
up and go
rules of
hide
the
and
people.
right,
And I think that goes true in any culture. If you understand the cultural nuances, then you can work around them and help the people in the way that they need to be helped.
right, right.
And
I did that
that's
once
the key.
in Japan. I was doing some healing work, and this woman was coming up a lot of really heavy emotions with her and her husband and the family. And I just grabbed the tissue box and I pointed at the door for the restroom, and I said,
Mhm.
"Go." And
Mhm.
she just thanked me because right before I read customs of Japan,
Yeah,
people don't cry in public, no matter
yeah,
what. And she was just so grateful that I knew that.
yeah.
And it
You
was just my
understood.
intuition that got a hold of that little statement
Mhm.
before she walked in the door. So,
Yeah.
uh,
But again, it's you being aware and understanding her needs. That's the key, isn't it? Rather than just, oh, it's okay, it don't matter if you cry. I mean, that would even shame her more
right,
because now she's not hiding it.
right, right. So anyway, she had a fabulous healing session because she was able to release that the
Hmm.
the the floodgates of the feelings and the stuff that she had been holding inside for years, and
Hmm.
were able to rebalance her energy field, and so there's a lot of different techniques you use. How would you describe what you use?
It's generally a more conversational hypnosis, but there are times where you need something, a little bit more concrete. There's
He
mindfulness.
is so sneaky with his conversational hypnosis. He's really
There's
good.
no, there's no sneakiness about it. All I ask is a question that stops your thinking and
Right,
allows
right.
you to choose where to go.
Yeah. He's actually helped me add a specific word, yet. Three little letters. So when you're dealing with goals and stuff, it's like, yet. It's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very empowering, actually.
it is very empowering. So thank you for that. If anybody would like to explore working with you, you have right now,
Yeah,
I
there's a free offer for someone to get on the
I
phone with me.
hesitate to say that word for free. There's a free offer.
Mm. Apparently,
But
people are getting more used to free these days than
yeah,
because there was a time that it was taboo, but now people are getting more used to it. But
yeah,
you know, I'm not averse to you paying if you want to pay.
right, right,
Let's
right.
put it
So
that way. But
free with option to contribute.
yeah, I mean, we could always find a good cause for
I
the
have
for
I
the
have
donation.
a introductory offer on the healing work, and it's a donation range, and then and with the caveat of, if this session that I've just done solves it, because it takes a couple days for it to all integrate. If
Mhm.
it solves this major problem that you've had for the last 20 years is pain and stuff, please consider making an additional donation. And
Yeah.
a lot of people have. Yeah, so it's very nice.
Yeah, no, generally people are very respectful. That's the important thing.
Yeah. So, Stuart, you don't have your
Yeah, I
URL
just noticed
address
that and I
there.
forgot to put. So it's
So
Coach, COACHSTUART, coachstewart.com.
I'll repeat that without the accent. It's Coach it's www dot Coach COACH Stewart STUART, like an artist, coachstewart.com. And there's a calendar option there to book
Yeah, to
a
book a free call.
session, and you've kind of opened that up for between now and the
Yeah, there's a few places left, and if you're quick, you can grab one. If you're not so quick, well, you have to see what happens. But
right. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and
my pleasure.
hopefully you'll flow through any difficult people that are around you.
Mhm. Yeah,
And so will I, and so
but
will you listening.
we'll also
watching.
grow through being in their presence,
Yeah, that's true.
even
That's
if we don't realize it at that moment. So that's a benefit.
oh darn, another growth opportunity. With that happy note, make sure we just had a new moon, which is a good time to set new intentions. If you have any questions about what that's about, contact Stuart or contact me. We'll help you make this year the best year yet. And
Yeah.
but
And
you have
then
to
you need
review.
to look forward to the next new moon. It's when the fire horse gets unleashed.
Yes, and that
It's the
next
16th, 17th of February.
yes, right next to President's Day and the 16th, and the new moon and the new year. The
Yeah. The fire horse.
the fire horse. We'll talk
Mhm.
about that in another week or two.
Yeah.
And it's getting exciting. It's going to be a really powerful year, everybody. Don't hesitate to get some
Mhm.
help and start it with balance and strength. Okay,
Mhm.
thanks for joining.
Take care now. Bye
See you,
now.
bye.